I'd like to show you a couple more things about designing screens before we move on to something else. FilePro gives you options when defining screens. Let's pick screen 1. And if we press U for update and we press F8 where we were getting the options before the functions, extended functions, we press F8 and we have been pressing C for cursor path, but there's another option right below it called O for set options. So let's pick O, and what can we do here? You can change the screen password, or you could prevent record deletion from this screen. Let's do these things. Let's change the screen password. I'll put a Y here, and now it's sitting there and asking me for a password. Let's give it the word pass. That's the password to get to this screen. And while we're here, we might as well look at, we might as well set to prevent record deletion from this screen. This is kind of a cheap and dirty way of preventing record deletion. Let's press save, which is escape in Unix, and escape on Windows. Okay, now this screen is stored. We haven't done much to it. You can't tell much about it, but we have changed it. Okay, let's go into Inquire, Update, and Add. We'll pick screen 1, and the very first thing it does is say, what's the password for the screen? If we put in the wrong thing, it says, what's the password? If we put in the wrong thing, it says, what's the password? If we put in the wrong thing, third strike, you're out. Bang, it takes you right out. You can't get in. It gives you an error message. You must know the password. Okay, so let's go into the screen. Let's go into this file again, and let's pick this screen 1. Or let's see what happens if we pick screen 0. Go to the records. Now we're on the records, and of course we can update in screen 0 or whatever. We won't do that now. Let's say we press a 1 just to move to screen 1 from while we're viewing a record. Press a 1. Again we get the prompt. Must put it in. Get it wrong, won't take us there. Put it in right though, PASS, and hit enter, and now we're on screen 1. So this is a way of preventing people from getting to your screen. Another thing now, if I can press U, I can update the screen and so forth. Let me try and press down the bottom of the screen, the prompts for FilePro for doing things, D for delete a record. I'm going to press D, and right at the bottom it says, you cannot delete a record from this screen. However, if I go to screen 0 by pressing a 0, then I press D, it just says, okay, record deletion has been requested. Do you want to do it? Yes or no? I'm going to say no. So from that screen, this is really kind of a useless situation. I mean, if you provide someone with screen 1 and they're on screen 1 and they can't delete a record, but all they have to do is press a 0 to go to a screen that does delete a record, then that's no good. You just, if you have record deletion prevented on any one screen, then you pretty much have to delete it. You have to make sure that they can't get to any other screen very easily, or they might delete the record from that screen, depending on if they can get to that enter selection prompt or not. Obviously, one way to solve this, if you have only one screen in your file profile, that helps. So we could go to Define Screens, and we could go down to the 0 screen, forward on the screen, then press in Define Screens, D for Delete Screens, hit enter on the one that we don't want anymore, which is a 0 record. Now it says you don't want it. Now it's gone. It appears to still be here. You see that at the bottom right there's no name for it. We have to press S for select and then hit screen 1. Now we're on screen 1. That's the only screen there really is. And of course, if we were to go into FilePro and look into the VG file, it only shows us screen 1. Now, of course, if we go to any record, as I said, you must know the password for us. But if we go to any record in the file, we can't delete it. We can't press a 0 or any other record. There's nothing you can press to get to a different screen, and you can't delete from this screen. Now, this is a kind of a simple way to prevent record deletion. There's usually, it's hard and fast, but it's also quick and dirty. There are better ways from within processing where you can, if they press the D key, you could say, are you sure you want to delete the record? And if they say yes, then you could say, what's the deletion password? Both of these options, both passwording a screen and preventing record deletion from a screen, can be done better and more flexibly from within processing. And I'll show that in a little bit. Okay, that's pretty much the enough of defined screens. I will just go back in there one more time to just show you that On screen 1, if you want to copy screens, again, that's a very easy way to do things. You can hard copy the screens, and you can delete the screens. If you want help, you can press F10. By the way, I didn't show you this F10, but it gives you some idea about how these little simple things for help. But if you happen to press the simple things, by meaning the prompts at the bottom of the screen for the whole defined screen operation. But if you press Update and then you press F10, you get another series of help things about. You get the actual help screen, and you can look and see what box functions do and how they work a little bit, and how various things work. Extended edit keys and so forth. Graphics. Oh, that's something I didn't show you, so I guess I should. If I type G for graphics, okay. Graphics shows you, this is interesting, graphics, you can put any single line graphics on the screen, and you do that by using the number keypad. And the number keypad represent those parts of the graphic thing. Now let's say I showed you that you could draw a box, and by using the box functions you could press F7 and go way over here and then hit D, and you get a horizontal line and so forth. But let's say you want to just draw an actual box somewhere, and you don't want to use the actual box functions to do it. You might want to just draw particularly part of a box or something like that. Let's say around the email thing, we'll put another box. And here's a way you could do it with actual graphic keys. You turn the graphic keys on, F9. Now the graphic keys are on, and you'll notice that I pressed F9, and you'll notice that a little sign came up at the bottom showing me that they're on. Now if I use the numpad, I can press the top right key or the 7 key and get a top box. If I press the 0 key in the numpad, I'm getting one single horizontal line. And if I want to, I can go all the way over here, and then I can press the 9 key. And now I have to go down, so I'll use the 6-pack arrow key down, and here I'll press the period on the number pad. See how I'm getting a horizontal line? Now here I'll press the 3 on the number pad, I'm getting the left corner, and so forth. Again, it's not as easy. Here again, I've actually drawn a box by using the actual keypad functions for drawing a box. Instead, I'm doing it one line at a time, because sometimes you might want to write this is email or something. You get the point. I've just shown you that I might want to write something and then continue on with my box. If I use the draw box functions, it's not going to allow me to do something like this. Now if I were to resolve fields, you see that this still kind of looks neat. So in other words, the object is that if you were to just press all the keys on the function pad, this is what they would look like. That I press the 7, the 8, here's the 9. I'm going to go down here, I'm going to press the 4, the 5, the 6, and then down here I'm going to press the 1, and I'm going to press the 1. And my function keys are working there. My up key is not working. Things are not working exactly the way they should. So I'm having a problem with my screen reader, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to press the 1, the 2, and the 3. So you see that the numpad, well, it didn't let me do it here. I'm having a problem with that you will not have. This is just based on my screen reader and some other functionality that I can't get right. I wish I could fix this, but I can't. 1, the 2, space bar. Try that. Now let's see. This is just a problem that you will not experience, but as you can see, I'm going to do the 1, the 2, and the 3. Finally, you see that the number pad gives you all the parts of a box with a cross in the middle of it. So if you ever wanted to draw even a bigger box, let's say I'm going to again draw a little line I'm going to draw over. I'm going to go down, and I'm going to, there we go. I know that I would draw some other stuff there. But I can draw a cross in the middle by pressing the 5, and then some more of these, etc. In other words, you can fix up boxes any way you want to allow you to put boxes with sections on them, crosses, whatever, and use the vertical lines and put any part of a graphic line or graphic box on the screen. I'm going to press delete now, which is cancel out of this. And again, that's not working. My keyboard is not functioning because I turned off something with my screen reader, so I'm going to turn off F9, which is the box functions. Now I'm going to cancel out. Now I'm functioning again. Okay. That's pretty much defined screens. We'll get back to a little bit more of it later in other parts of the tutorial.